I've used these many times before. And so what I do to make sure that I get this going is I just clean them real quick. This part just pops off, and there's a silicone piece here that creates the seal. It needs to make sure it's intact and looks good, so I inspect that. On the inside, there's another silicone piece, and I just make sure that looks good. I make sure that there's no dust and debris in there, and then they go back together really easy. So let's see here. This clicks together. It's a dual float valve, so it seals there. And on the top, all you need to know is that's what runs the AutoPot. And as long as those seals are good and they're closing over the little hole there, it's ready to perform. And then I've got the cap and the tube that was on here, but instead, I'm gonna go ahead and use the tubing that AutoPot sent me. This is their new tubing. And then I've got the lids here that block the light and cover this whole thing for when we're done. So all I need to do is kind of get this set up. The first step, it's already got the little rubber grommet on here, comes with them, because I've used these before. So I'm gonna go ahead and just feed the line through. And then I'm gonna pull it through to give myself a little bit of slack. It just makes it easier. And then I'm gonna put the cap on. Then I'm gonna take one of these setups here. Careful not to break it or anything. Let's see here. Come on, hand. There we go. And then it just got like a nipple on there. So you put it over the top. It's pretty easy with this tubing. Okay, that's on now. You can get a little moisture on there, it does help. And then go ahead and slide the cap over. And I'm just gonna thread it down. This just holds that tube on there so it won't pull off. Probably not even necessary on such low pressure, but man, it makes it nice and secure. And then this little half moon shape here they describe when you set up the AutoPot, it's gonna click down into the bottom of the tray. There's like a prong there, you'll see when you have it. That's just where it sits. So you pull the tube back out, and then you go right to where it goes, and push down to make sure it's securely down on there, and you can feel it won't move anymore when it's on there. That's it. AutoPot is now set up. Now I need to connect it. And so before I do the next one, I'll show you, I need to put this copper blocker in there. And you can either put it on the pot first, or you can try and wiggle the pot in there. Either way, I just need to make sure that when this is done, this copper root blocker is around my soil container. This will block the roots from growing in and going down the tube and like clogging the whole system, which would suck. And so that's what that's there for, in case you're wondering. And it's just copper lined. You know, you can replace these pretty easily. I've used them several times and haven't had any issues with it. So instead of just talking about it, I'm just going to do the next one. And